All right, Chris Barsman, we've got you in Ansan, South Korea. We took you to a dog meat restaurant for your first experience in eating dog. Tell the lovely people at home, what's going through your mind right now?
Feeling a little bit guilty because I have a dog at home myself, but I'm kind of excited because what the heck? I mean, you're in South Korea and that's what they do, so have some fun with it.
Our meal has arrived. You've got some delicious dog meat in front of you. What's going through your mind now as you're about to take your first bite?
Well, it looks like beef. Looks like a marinated beef with lots of sesame and vegetables going on, so it actually looks really delicious. If someone didn't tell me this was dog meat, I would be very excited to have this. I would think it's beef. They gave us some dipping sauces that I'm not sure exactly what to do with, but I think I'm going to take the first bite without anything special. Wow, it's super, I think that's flesh, so I'm going to go for some meat. That's really good. That's really, really, really good. I'm a believer.
All right, so I'm here in my hometown of Ansan, South Korea. Gonna have my first experience eating some delicious dog meat. I've got my partner in crime, Chris Barsman, here with me, and my lovely girlfriend Whitney behind the camera for some moral support. So I'm gonna dig in and see what this is all about. You know, it's got a texture really similar to beef, similar coloring and everything. The smell is, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. So I guess the only thing left is to jump right in and give it a shot. That's really good. Definitely has a different texture. Little spongy, not quite as tough as I thought, a little bit of a gamey flavor, but all in all, it's tender, it's cooked really well, and that's pretty damn good. I think I'm going to try another bite. That part there, a little bit fleshy. I think I might be able to see the collar on this one, but I think I'll skip this piece.
Oh, come on, we'll do it together.
No, that looks terrible. That looks terrible.
Hold that up close.
In my mouth first, too.
Oh god, that's gross.
It's like chicken skin.
Yeah.
It's not the best texture. Still has good flavor.
All right, I'm gonna go for bite number 2 over here. Definitely got a little skin on this one. Not quite as much as Mr. Barsman over there, but I'm not always that adventurous. Definitely a little bit chewier this time around. Not as appetizing. Yeah, I'm not a real big fan of any skin, but the fact that I know that was once on man's best friend definitely added to my displeasure a little bit, but the flavor's still good, the texture just not so much. So yeah, overall I'd have to say my first experience with dog meat's pretty good. Tastes good, but you know, just like any other cut of meat, if you get something that's a little fatty or has some skin on it, it's not going to be the best thing for you. Oh, and it looks like our next course, Boshatong, has just arrived, so we'll be able to try it in a whole new way. We'll be sure.
This one definitely smells like pet store.
Pet store. Now, would that be like fish, iguana, birds, or what kind of animals would this pet store sell?
Definitely dog pet store. That like sawdusty, I don't know, litter. This one is not as exciting for me as the first one is.
Would the phrase wet dog pop into your mind when you smell something like this?
Perhaps the phrase throw up came to mind. But wet dog, would be an apt, very apt description of this. I'm not one to be overwhelmed by smells, and this one's a little difficult to stomach.
All right, Whitney Lynn Cleland, you're in Ansan, South Korea. You're at the local dog meat restaurant. Digging in for your first bite. What's going through your mind right now?
That I'm not going to eat this piece. I'm going to opt for a smaller, less skinny, less gelatinous piece of dog meat. So here goes nothing. Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't really taste like meat too much. It's really strange. The texture is really funny on it. It's good. I mean, just kind of tastes like the seasonings. It's in a lot of onion and stuff like that, but that's tasty.
So tomorrow night, when you're trying to decide which restaurant you're going to go to, is the dog meat restaurant going to be the first on your list?
I will never come back here again.
Are you happy to say you at least tried it once?
I'm happy to say I tried it, but it just smells like I just picked up a brand new puppy in here and it peed all over the carpet.
So as a cat owner and a cat lover, are you ready to go to the cat restaurant next and see what cat tastes like?
Meow meow.
Meow
Meow meow.
meow, meow meow meow, meow meow meow. All right, so I tried the grilled dog meat, and now it's time to move on to the boshatong, the dog meat stew. I got to admit, I did a little scouting before the camera came on to figure out which piece I was going to eat. There's definitely some skin, possibly even some hair on some of these pieces here, but I'm just going to jump right in and see what it's all about. I decided to go a different route. I'm going to enjoy the meat on its own and then see what the broth is all about. So I figure this way I can decide which one I like more, and that way if I want to bring home some more broth or maybe some more dog meat, I can make my decision a little bit easier. I have to say, I think I like the boshatong a little bit better than the grilled dog meat. The flavor of the broth is really mild, definitely reminiscent of a chicken noodle soup or a beef noodle soup. The meat's also really tender. The broth is definitely prevalent throughout the entire piece of meat. Makes it a little bit easier. The grilled was definitely a little bit spongier. You kind of feel every fiber in it. So I think the boshatong might be the best way to go for a first-time dog meat eater. And let me do a little experiment here. Let me see if I can get a little broth in here with this and maybe a little green onion and see if that affects the flavor. Oh yeah, much better. The broth looked like it was seasoned with some mustard seeds and some red pepper paste. It's got a lot of green onion in here too, so you get a lot of different flavors mixed in with it. The broth is definitely a home run, and it goes well with the meat. So if you're ever in Korea and you're looking to dabble in a little bit of dog meat, I would highly recommend boshatong for your first dish.